a big Knife Saga giveaway. If you guys are here and you can hear us, please let us know. Say hello in the chat. Let us know you are here watching us live, because if you're here watching us live, you are eligible to be one of the lucky people to win a Knife Saga knife tonight. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
Oh, so exciting. It's like Christmas,
Yes.
but early.
Yes, absolutely. Now, before we get too deep into everything and before we start doing giveaways of free knives, if for some reason you don't win one of the free knives tonight and you are really in the market for one, there is also a very special discount code in the description box down below for Knife Saga knives. They have a 8-inch chef's knife that is the same series of knife as the one that I'm showing you guys tonight. Tonight is a special giveaway for their Nakiri knife, but they also have an 8-inch chef's knife from the same series. It is normally, I think it's about a $30 chef's knife or whatever. It's a great budget knife, but it's an amazing knife. Normally it's about 30 bucks. There's an Amazon link down there with a special discount just for me to give to you guys for, it's like today and I think tomorrow, and that's it. And it is 50% off. So it's like 15 bucks for this knife. And it's a really great budget knife for someone who needs a decent chef's knife in the kitchen. And of all of the knives out there, that kind of a chef's knife is probably the most versatile knife you could possibly use. So if you're seeing this video and you're either here on the live stream or this is right after, the dates that is valid are going to be listed in the description box. That link is in the description box. It's a great time to go pick this up, especially with Christmas coming. We have the chefs in our lives who we want to get something nice for. These knives are super cool, and I'm going to show you kind of what they look like with the Nakiri one that I have. And then that link is for specifically an 8-inch chef's knife. So
Awesome.
yeah, special discount. So thank you to Knife Saga, who is sponsoring the giveaway tonight, and all the cool stuff they're doing for us.
Love it.
Yeah.
We got some folks watching here.
All right, who got?
Dwayne Weber's here, says, can't wait for another great night of cooking.
Well, hello. Glad you're here.
Janelle says, welcome, welcome, everybody.
Hey, Janelle.
Glad to see you here.
Yeah.
And then she has a bunch of knife emojis
Yes.
and says, let's get ready to hone our skills.
That's right.
Frank Nicholas says, hello, folks.
Hello, Frank.
Dustin at Keto Simple is here.
What's going on, Dustin, my brother?
He says, hello, hello, hello. Stephen Stone is here. Says,
Hi, Stephen.
good evening from Corpus Christi. Richard Williams is here.
Hello, neighbor.
Yep, from Copper Hill, Tennessee.
Very cool.
Awesome. And let's see lots of folks saying hello to each other in the chat. 22QCat is here.
Hi, Lynn.
Lynn says, hey there, Chris, Ash, Janelle, Keto Simple, and everyone hanging out here tonight.
Yes.
Rockin' Keto Amy is here. Says hello, everyone.
Hi, Amy.
Lynette Bun is here. Says hello.
Hi, Lynette.
Michael Cornelius is giving you a wave hello.
Well, hello, Michael.
Yeah. Janelle says, sorry if I'm a bit distracted, people. Husband will be home looking for dinner.
That happens.
Busy
That
lady,
happens.
busy lady.
That's right.
Let's see here.
Janelle, maybe you can win yourself one of those chef's knives to make that a little bit easier to make that
Ooh.
dinner for hubby.
I like where you're going with
There
that.
you go.
I like it. Cindy Patton says, hi, Chris Nash. Looking forward to the show tonight.
Hi,
Can't
Cindy.
wait.
Yeah, us too.
Yeah. Lynette says, I can't wait for the live either. I've been waiting to learn more knife skills.
For sure.
Yeah. Lynette also wants to know, hi, Chris. How are you tonight?
I'm hanging in there. I'm fine and fancy free. And as a bunch of people would say, if I was doing any better, I'd have to stop and put a rock in my shoe.
Mary Kay Wesling is here. Says,
Hi, Mary Kay.
hi, Chris, Ash, and Mel from Kansas City, Mo.
Good to see you.
Maritza is also here.
Hello, Maritza.
Our great moderators in the house.
Yes, Maritza and Janelle in the house moderating it up.
Yeah. Marilyn is watching from Arkansas.
Well, hi, Marilyn.
Says she just got the notification.
Cool. Glad you're here.
And Maritza says, which I always love and appreciate, like and share.
Yes, please, please, please hit that like, that thumbs up button that is down underneath of the video. If you put the live chat away, you'll be able to see the thumbs up button. If you can hit that for us, that just tells YouTube what we're doing is a valuable thing, that other people are interested in these kinds of things most likely, and it helps get it out there. And when you share, it's a great way to tell your friends, your family, the person down the street, your worst enemy, whoever it is you feel like you need to send this to for whatever reason, you can send that to them.
I like it.
Yes. And all of those things are both low carb and free.
Gotta love it.
There you go.
What's not to love? Dustin, Keto Simple, gave you a $2 super chat.
Oh,
Says,
Dustin.
excited to get this party started.
Yeah, we're gonna have some fun. Thank you so much, my brother. We gotta get together soon. We enjoyed getting to meet Dustin at Keto Palooza, and Dustin and I are gonna be working on a little something with Victor from Southern Keto here coming up real soon. So everybody got to keep an eye out. We're gonna do something really cool.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of things coming, soon, and things I know I'm excited about.
Yep.
What recipe video are you dropping this Saturday?
This Saturday, we are doing Thanksgiving stuffing or dressing, whatever it is you call it. Do you guys call it dressing or do you call it stuffing? The way I always heard it was if it's inside the bird, it's stuffing, and if it's outside the bird, it's dressing. But regardless, dressing or stuffing, we are doing a carnivore, or you can make it keto or ketovore, depending on how you like to play around with that, this coming Saturday. And we had a guest taste tester, Miss Carnivore K. Hopefully she can pop in and either be with us live tonight, or maybe she'll see this afterwards and realize we were talking about her. But she was here as a guest taste tester, and that was a very fun video and an amazing recipe. So we're getting Thanksgiving rolling. So you guys are going to have your carnivore or ketovore or keto stuffing recipe ready to go. And it is way better than the one I've done years previous.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is. I don't
really
even
great.
personally really like stuffing and or dressing. Like in my standard American diet days, I wasn't a fan.
Yes.
But his carnivore stuffing, I'd eat that all day, every day.
Yes, very good.
So good. Beverly says hi from Oklahoma.
Hi, Beverly.
Jenny says howdy y'all from Northwest Montana.
Hi, Jenny.
Also, so Judy says she calls it dressing.
Yeah.
Marty says dressing.
Yep.
I see a lot of different dressings.
Yep.
Dustin at Keto Simple says it's like soda versus pop, stuffing versus dressing.
Yeah.
I
there
agree.
You go.
Lisa Ortega is here.
Hi, Lisa.
She says hi, Chris Ash, and hi everyone.
Good to see you.
22Q Cat says can't wait to see what the three of you come up with. Chris, Dustin, and Victor, you all are the best.
Yeah. Well, thank you kindly.
And Janelle says, yeah, Thanksgiving food.
Yes.
Marissa says, same here in the bird, stuffing outside dressing. And Kim Morris says, yay, I've been hoping you'd do a stuffing video. That's my most favorite Thanksgiving side.
Well, there you go. We're going to have a solution for you.
Absolutely. Bruce says, howdy, folks.
Oh, hi, Bruce.
And Maria K. Wesling says, whatever you call it, it's yummy.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that. This one especially is good.
Oh, it's so good. Let's see. Rockin' Keto Amy says, I don't really like stuffing / dressing either, Ash, but could eat all the mashed potatoes.
Well, there you go.
You can make carnivore mashed potatoes.
I would say we got the carnivore mashed potatoes. We're going to have this carnivore stuffing. We got carnivore turkey gravy. I'm going to probably be doing some kind of really cool thing with a turkey if you guys hang in there this month. I've got a keto version of the green bean casserole from last year that I did. I mean, I've got like a bunch of the Thanksgiving classics covered by by this point. So
yeah,
it's gonna make this cool. It's gonna make it really cool.
My personal favorite, for those that would like to do a little dirty carnivore / keto, is actually your pumpkin pie recipe.
Oh yeah.
I think that is better than any pumpkin pie I've ever had.
That was very good
in my life.
Yes,
it is amazing.
Yes, that was very, very good.
Super good. And let's see. Holly Springer says, I was taught the same as you, Chris. Inside the bird is stuffing, and cooked separate is dressing.
There we go.
Nancy Griffith says, that sounds awesome. I'm having a hard time finding substitutes for Thanksgiving stuff.
I understand.
My favorite holiday. I call it stuffing no matter where it is.
Yep.
Awesome. Lisa Ortega also says, before keto, I used to make what I called pan stuffing with ground sausage bacon in it.
There you go.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, you could easily add like ground sausage. That's the cool thing. This recipe gets coming Saturday. I'm showing you the basic technique. I'm showing you my version of it, but you can customize this and kind of work it in the direction of whatever recipe you like, as long as it's keto or carnivore in whatever way makes you happy. So it's going to be easy to customize.
Awesome. And Janelle, by the way, who is so awesome, one of our great moderators, just put the pumpkin pie link in there for y'all.
Yes, there
so
you go.
You guys can check that out. Thank you so much, Janelle.
That's a high protein keto pumpkin pie, and it is very tasty.
Delicious, and I guarantee your standard American diet friends will enjoy it more.
Yeah.
I believe I'm saying this name right, and please correct me if I'm not. I think it's Cruel Orc. Says, new to carnivore, your videos have kept me sane and on task.
Well,
Thank you.
So glad you're here. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that this is helpful to you. Listen, when I was new to carnivore, the first time around, I just did really strict and I just disciplined myself and it was great, but I struggled because I went back off the rails because I missed things. And I'm not saying that recipes are the ideal way of eating carnivore. I am saying that we are humans, and sometimes tools like this can be extremely helpful in keeping us sane and in keeping us focused on moving one step every day towards being better and cleaner. And so if you're struggling, I'd rather you eat the carnivore stuffing or the carnivore pizza or the carnivore mashed potatoes or the carnivore spaghetti or whatever it is you got to do than be struggling and trying to force yourself to just say no, no, no when you're not ready to go that far. And then suddenly you go off the rails like I did. So it's a tool. It's not necessarily a requirement to have these kinds of things, but if it's helpful, it's here, and I'm really glad that these are helpful for you, and we're so glad you're joining us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think your recipes are such a great tool, especially for the holiday season.
Right.
Or special occasions.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can make carnivore stuffing, carnivore mashed potatoes, the pumpkin pie, and it kind of just helps keep you on track this time of year when this is, I feel like, where most people kind of go off the rails and
Right.
very easy to do. So
Absolutely.
really cool tools.
Absolutely.
Tracy says hi from Austin.
Hi, Tracy.
Steph says howdy from Omaha.
Hello, Steph.
And what do you know? Miss Lynette.
Lynette.
Says, you know Lynette.
I know Lynette.
From Keto Chow.
Yes.
Says, well, hi, guys.
Well, hello.
So glad you're here.
We're very glad you're here.
Yeah, Keto Chow is another great.
Keto Chow is another awesome option when you're struggling. If you want like milkshakes and ice cream and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, but I can't, like I'm doing keto, but I can't let myself have those kind of crazy things. Keto Chow is an amazing, amazing product that makes that so much easier.
It really is. And the salty electrolytes will change your life.
Yep, salty electrolytes every single day of my life. It's what keeps me going. Really, really does.
So good.
Absolutely.
One more comment, if it's cool, before we dive on in.
For sure.
Maximilian K says, hi, you two, all the way from Germany.
Well, hi. We're so glad you're here.
Yeah.
You're a long way from Nashville.
A very long way. Says, just got home from work. First time actually catching a live. Has it is 1 a.m. already.
Cool.
Probably not eligible for the giveaway, but still love all your content.
Yeah. I would love to be able to give things to people all around the world. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly where all Knife Saga is capable of shipping. So unfortunately, I know they can ship to the U.S. So unfortunately, since most of our viewers are in the U.S., I have to kind of stick with the U.S. But I will talk with them about that. And if there's an opportunity for us to maybe extend this beyond the U.S. to international viewers, I will definitely do that in the future, because this is the first of, I know for a fact, 2 Knife Saga giveaways we're doing. We may do more in the future, but there's going to be another one just like we're doing tonight coming soon. So if that's an option to be able to ship it to another country, I will talk with them and see what we can do, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. So, we're just glad you're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's talking about how amazing Keto Chow and Salty are great. Keto Simple says, Keto Chow and Salty are legit game changers for us in the keto community.
Yes, absolutely. And the people that run everything over there, Lynette is awesome. Chris and Miriam that are in charge over there with Keto Chow, amazing people. They're all wonderful. They're all very transparent with what goes into their product. And if you have any questions, you can always contact them, and they are happy to help you so that you can make as informed of a decision as possible. Also, there's no maltodextrin in their electrolytes.
There you go.
Love it.
There you go. Also, this is a great point. So lots of people are talking about how great Keto Chow and Salty are.
Yeah.
But Lynette Bun Bun says, I haven't tried Keto Chow as I'm carnivore.
Yeah.
But probably don't know that even if you're carnivore, they make really great like daily mineral drops.
Yep, they have daily mineral drops, they have fasting drops, they have electrolyte drops, they have all kinds of things like that. Also, they have a Keto Chow core line. I believe they have vanilla chocolate and strawberry, I think. But the core is made with beef protein isolate. You can get it sweetened with stevia, or you can get it not sweetened at all, and you can add your own stuff or not use any sweetener whatsoever. If you're okay with some of those natural flavors that are in there, that is an option depending on how strict you want to be on carnivore. That's also an option too. So
absolutely.
You can find kind of a way to customize what of their stuff you do or don't use based on where on that spectrum you want to be.
Yeah.
Very cool.
And for anyone that might be interested in switching, so people are talking about maybe going over to Salty or trying Keto Chow, is your affiliate link?
Yes, my Keto Chow link is in the description box for you guys. that is keto, chow, and salty. You can get both of those things on their website, and there's 10% off discount code there. So click that link. That'll take you there, and that will apply the discount code. And if for some reason it doesn't apply the discount code is also written there for you.
Sweet.
But yeah, you can just click that link down below. That'll take you there and get you a discount.
Awesome. Michael says, did carnivore for a year, converting to ketovore. Love your recipes and sauces and creativity.
Cool.
Yeah. Do Wow 15 says, first live for me as well. Love all your work and your big hearts. Viewing from North Carolina, Patreon member.
We are so glad that you're here, and thank you for being part of the band. If you guys didn't know, the Patreon and YouTube membership links are also down below. Those are the people that kind of give us the daily support that keeps the channel running, and I do give them some extra recipes. In fact, I just a day or two ago sent out a chicken cordon bleu noodle casserole recipe to the Patreon and the YouTube members. So yeah, so if you're part of that, that's there in the Patreon membership. So, but yeah.
Awesome.
Really cool.
Cool. Well, babe, we got the comments for the most part a little caught up
Yeah.
now. What are we doing here?
All right. Well, so we're going to be doing a knife saga giveaway. We're going to talk about that in a second. But I figured while we were doing the giveaway and talking about knife skills, it would make sense to actually cook a recipe, because I'm not going to just chop a bunch of stuff up and then throw it in the refrigerator. That would be silly. So the recipe is a Greek-themed pasta salad. You can make this as carnivore or as keto as you want, depending on what you add. So in the bowl here, I have a batch of carnivore pasta noodles that I did kind of like a macaroni shape. And all I'm doing with this is I have some Greek seasonings on that, and then I made a tzatziki sauce with yogurt, and I used cucumber. So this is kind of the keto version I'm doing, but if you don't want to do that, you can leave out the cucumber, use whatever spices you do or don't want. Make it as, as clean or not clean carnivore as you want. But it's Greek yogurt, cucumber that was blended up into it, as well as garlic and a little bit of white pepper and some salt. And it's not a traditional tzatziki sauce. That is just the way I like to flavor this, because I'm using this like a dressing that goes on the noodles. And so I have more of that tzatziki sauce back here. I will add more as necessary. And we're also going to do feta cheese crumbles in there. And then I have Euro meat. I have actually linked the recipe video down below for how to make my Euro meat like this. And we're going to slice this thin and fry it up, put it over the pasta salad. And then, because Ash used to really enjoy getting gyros when she worked a day job back when she and I were first dating, I used to take her lunch from time to time, and I would go to this place and get gyros for her. And she would always get lettuce on her gyros, and she loved like gyro type salads and things like that. So I have some iceberg lettuce. I'm going to chop it up. So I'm going to do for her a base that is lettuce, and then the pasta salad on top, the Greek pasta salad with the tzatziki sauce and some of the veggies that she likes. And then I'm going to put the Euro meat on top and more tzatziki sauce over the top.
Yum.
And it's going to be fantastic. So we're going to have some fun, but that's going to give me an opportunity to show you several different kinds of knives, as well as different knife skills with all of these things that we're going to cut up. So we're going to do the giveaways. Now, for the giveaway, all of the rules are listed in the description box. So if you're curious about any of this, it is all listed there for you. I'm going to ask questions throughout the night. We are giving away 10 of these Knife Saga Nakiri knives. These are beautiful knives. They are very well balanced, really comfortable handles, very, very enjoyable to use. They come absolutely sharp as a razor, and these are just lovely knives. And we're going to use this for a number of things. These are great for any kind of veggie. These are great for any kind of meat slicing you're doing, all sorts of different things, and they're absolutely wonderful. So we're going to give away 10. Knife Saga is amazing. We're giving away 10 of these tonight. And I'm going to ask a question. The first person with the right answer that shows up in the feed, in the live chat, is going to be the winner. And when you win, I need you to send me your name, your YouTube handle, so I can confirm who you are, and I need you to send me your address to info@chriscookingnashville.com, to my email. I will make sure to remind you of that as we are giving these away. I am going to take your address and your name. I'm going to give it to Knife Saga. So as long as you're okay with them having your name and address, you're eligible to win here if you're a U.S. resident. I'm going to give your name and info to Knife Saga, and they will ship that knife out to you. So that's the way it's going to work. The first person that pops up in the live chat is the one that wins, and that is the first one that we see. It should be the same on our end as it on your end, but I don't know. Things can sometimes get weird. So Whoever is the first person with the right answer that pops up in that live chat is going to win that knife. And we got 10 questions set up for us to go through and give away all these knives tonight.
Cool.
We're going to have some fun. Okay, so I'm going to set aside the pasta right now because it's just pasta, tzatziki sauce, and Greek seasoning. That's all that's over there. We're going to go through a few things and talk about some knife skills and cut some stuff up. And we're going to put together a little pasta salad, I guess, as it were. And we're going to have some fun. So first of all, these Nikiri knives are absolutely amazing. They're very well balanced. They have a really nice, smooth, rounded handle. And these are especially nice for veggies like this, or if you had like a steak you were trying to slice. They're really good for slicing evenly because of the rectangular shape of the blade on this. It's absolutely fantastic. Now, one of the things you should do when you're cooking, you should have a knife steel or a hone like this. Now, this is very a misunderstood tool. This is not going to sharpen your knife. Knife sharpening, where you're grinding down the metal to make the edge finer, is a completely different thing. Honing with a knife steel like this or a hone has a rough texture to it, and by dragging the knife across it on both sides, what it's doing is taking microscopic bumps and curves and rough spots and flattening them back out. So if there's any little microscopic spots, it helps flatten it out, which makes your knife slice smoother. So it keeps it working better, so you don't feel like you need to constantly be resharpening your knife. This will keep your knife in much better condition. So all we do is we take the stone, the hone, the knife steel here, we put the knife on about a 15-degree angle. So that's flat, that's like 45, right? So we come to about a 15-degree angle, right? And this takes a little practice, but we come to a 15-degree angle or so, and we just pull the sharp part across the hone, and then we come underneath, and we do the other side, and we just go back and forth, and you do that about 7 or 8 times on each side. Like so. That's going to make sure that there's no weird little waves or bumps that would cause the knife to catch as you're trying to cut and slice. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a big bowl. We're going to get this lettuce cut up and out of the way. Lettuce is very easy because it is very soft, and it is very not resistant to a blade. I need a bigger bowl, honestly, but we're gonna make it work with this one. So because lettuce is as tender of a thing as it is, it's actually very easy to cut. So lettuce is a great place to practice your knife skills because you don't generally have to fight it. So all I have is a head of iceberg. I just took the core out of the bottom of it. So we're going to cut it in half, and I'm going to turn it on its side, cut it in chunks, we'll get it in the bowl. So let's talk about a couple of things. When you're doing anything with knives, this is the biggest mistake I see almost every single person who's trying to learn to use kitchen knives make. They need to hold on to the lettuce, so what do? They go like this. Can you guys see the problem? Okay. This right here, I've told many a person not to do this. There's been more than one person in my kitchen that has been doing this, and I've literally reached out and taken the knife away from them because I'm worried they're going to cut their finger off.
And by that, he means me.
Ash is one of them. I love my wife, but she scares me with a knife. This is why I cook and she doesn't.
That's why I'm behind the camera.
When you are cutting something, your fingers are not pointing straight forward. Your fingers are standing on the tips, and the tips are curled back under slightly so that the knife can only slide across the knuckles this way because it can't get back underneath to get to the tips of your fingers. So take your fingers, pull them backwards, and stand on the tips. And then the thumb stays back behind the other fingers, so there's no way that this blade can get to your thumb or your fingertips, right? So curl the fingers, stand them up, and we're just gonna go right down through. Now when you cut, we don't push and we don't slide forward this way. You want to slide and go down and kind of rock through something all in one smooth motion. So it's not pushing down, it's not sliding forward, it's rocking down through something. This arching motion here gives you the full extent of the blade of your knife, which makes it cut much smoother. So we can slice down through something easily. stand up on the tips, slice down through. Just like so. Just like that. Okay, and now you can see lettuce is very simple to cut. It is very tender, it is very soft. Even a very dull knife will cut through lettuce very, very easily. So lettuce is a really great place if you're keto and you eat things like salads, that kind of stuff, you're better off financially to buy whole heads of whatever kind of lettuce you want and cut your own. And it's a great place to practice knife skills. Great, great place to practice knife skills. Okay, so
Lynn says, 22Q Cat says, oops, I'm surprised I still have all 10 fingers.
Yes, please, please be careful, because if you lose the tip of a finger, it doesn't grow back. Does not grow back, and that's no fun.
And Chrissy says, my hubby isn't home right now, but he would be so happy to see you teaching the knife lesson.
Yeah.
He cringes when he sees people using a knife wrong. He's a chef, so he notices things like that.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, like, I'm not in any way like a trained chef on when it comes to this kind of stuff. I did not go to culinary school. I did not work in a restaurant. I learned this stuff because I cook so much and I watch other professional chefs online, and I've tried to learn every single thing that I possibly can so that, one, I can keep all my fingers, and two, I can be informed enough to do this all the right way.
Awesome.
All right, so there's some lettuce cut. So very simple, very basic knife technique. So this Nakiri knife is really helpful with various kinds of veggies because it is so nice and stable because of the squared off shape of the blade. So another option, and this is not something I recommend you start doing right away, but this is another option of a way to cut. So we're going to take a cucumber. I'm going to cut up some pieces of cucumber for our Euro salad, pasta salad things here. So the first thing I need to do with the cucumber is I need to take the tip off of both sides. So again, hold it, fingers out of the way, right here, rock down through. You can kind of see how when I do that slowly, that makes a nice clean slice. Flip it around here. So I kind of point the tip down towards the cutting board. I go down and I rock forward, and that slices through nice and cleanly. So a really good sharp knife is really important. But if you don't have a very sharp knife, this does make it a little bit better, even with a dull knife. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, and this is not something you have to do, but what I'm going to do is cut long ways down the cucumber this way. So I'm going to rock down through, and now this is another thing you can do. You put some gentle downward pressure, and I'm going to carefully pull along, and I'm going to use this front part of the blade kept on an angle so that as I pull it, it's using that angle of the blade to slice through. And I'm just going to, like this, pull a little piece at a time through the cucumber, just like that. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing because now I'm going to cut it into some sticks. So we're going to come here, down through, pull, like that. Like so. So now I have all of these sticks of cucumber, okay? Now once we get these sticks of cucumber, there's two ways you can do this. And you can do this with this Nakiri knife, you can do it with a chef's knife. But what we're gonna do is, the first way is we stand up on the tip again, and we're gonna use this rocking up and down motion to keep a really controlled cut happening right here. So again, fingers curl back, stand up, down, up, down, up. And you can see I'm doing a really controlled And I'm starting to kind of do that rocking back and forth thing like I was talking about, right? And we get these nice pieces of cucumber. And this is really cool because you can take your time, you can control the knife blade really well. And as long as you keep your fingers curled, there is no concern about cutting your fingers. Keep your fingertips back out of the way, and short of picking the knife blade up off of the cutting board, you're not going to cut yourself. Just like so, okay? So that's one way to do it. The other way is not one that I recommend you try right away, although eventually if you use a knife as much as I do, you will get to a point you can do it. So we're going to cut these into sticks again. So once my fingers are here, this motion, I can't get the blade to my tips of my fingers. So as long as I control everything, you can also do it that way. Don't start with that one. But if you're in a hurry and you do this as much as I do, it's a good way to get it done. All right. Any questions of any kind so far?
Yeah, babe, there is a couple. One I'd love to do first, though, is Susie Thomas is here.
Hi, Susie.
She says, how do you keep thin slices of veggies from sticking to the sides of the knife? Very annoying when that happens.
Yes. So unfortunately, knives tend to get stuck on very thin slices of veggies because they are wet and they kind of form like a little bit of almost a vacuum seal on the side. One of the best things you can do is get one of these knives that has these little indentations in it here. This is part of what this is designed for. It helps by creating a little indentation right there. It keeps the seal from being so much on like the sides of things like veggies. It does tend to stick a little bit anyway. That is just kind of part of the deal, but as you just keep going and you don't worry about what's stuck to the side of the knife, the next slice will push it off. So if you have a good sized cutting board, so you're not working on like a little tiny cutting board where you got like one little spot to work, you want a big cutting board so you have space to actually work, and then if it pushes it off the knife and it falls, it's not a big deal because it's still on your cutting board. That's the best thing that you can do. But a lot of these knives, like these Nikiris and Santoku knives and different kinds of knives, these are great for cutting veggies because of those indentations. So there's several different kinds of knives. You'll see those indentations on the blade. That's what they're there for, and it makes it really, really helpful.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Lynette Bun says, I found one of the toughest fruits to cut through with a dull knife is a tomato.
Yes, absolutely. So we have a tomato sitting here in front of us, and we're going to cut that up in a minute. So I'll show you what you can do, and I'll show you why it's so important to have a good knife, and hopefully one that's nice and sharp as well.
Awesome.
It's another thing. You got to be able to take care of your knives, and doing things like using the homing steel every time you go to use it, that does keep it smoother and cutting better for longer without you having to resharpen it. So it's a really cool thing. Well, I'll tell you what, we're talking so much about this knife. Why don't we give the first one away?
Oh, I like that.
Does that sound like a plan? Okay, so like I told you guys, I'm going to ask you a question and get your typing fingers ready. The first person to pop up in the live chat with the right answer is going to win. Okay, so are you guys ready? Are you ready to type? All right, I'm going to ask you a question. Can I see my list over there?
Yes, you can. Let's see if I can do this.
Yep. Okay, cool. All right. So the first person with the correct answer is going to win knife number 1. You guys ready? Here we go. What is the name of the French cooking technique that involves vacuum sealing what you're cooking and cooking it in a temperature-controlled water bath? What is the name of the French cooking technique where you vacuum seal food and cook it in a temperature-controlled water bath?
You will not believe who answered first. Mr. Chris Bear.
Chris Bear.
He says sous vide.
That's correct. Mr. Chris Bear is going to get himself one of these beautiful Knife Saga knives. You are correct, sir. It is sous vide. There is a sous vide sitting right over there against the wall that I have done multiple recipes with. Sous vide is a very cool technique, and it is about cooking food under vacuum at a very controlled temperature. So it is not boiling, which I've heard people say, oh, it's just boiling food. No, it's not boiling food because boiling is at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. The sous vide cooking method is about cooking at an exact temperature and holding it there. So the food never overcooks, but it does sit and usually will continue to do things like with meat fibers tenderize. So you can do all kinds of interesting things. If you guys didn't know, I just put a video out with Cindy DeManch, and we did a chuck roast that I turned into a poor man's prime rib by using the sous vide and cooking it. You cook it between 18 and 24 hours. It never overcooks. It stays medium rare, but it tenderizes, and you slice it thin, and you get a beautiful poor man's prime rib. So, Chris, do me a favor, and you've got all my info. Just send me your address, and I'll tell Knife Saga to get that knife shipped out to you.
Woohoo! Very exciting.
Very, very cool. So while Chris is celebrating his winnings there, so I have a tomato here. We're going to use this for the lovely Ash Taylor because she loves tomato on her gyros as well. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get the core out of a tomato. Now this is a perfect example of a knife to do this. This is like a small prep knife. This comes from my Knife Saga set over here. Something that is longer and has a sharp tip makes this much, much easier to do because what we're going to do is we're going to go in and we're going to cut around a core, and we want to think about there being a point down inside the tomato where we're trying to take the tip of the knife every single time. We're going to go all the way around and core that out, okay? So this is something you need to be careful with because you are kind of holding a tomato and pushing towards your hands. You can do it down on the cutting board like this. It's kind of tough to hang on to, but ideally, if you can do that, we're going to go in about the depth. So that's about how deep in I'm going, which means that's going to go right down underneath of that stem. So I'm going to go in, and then with a very gentle up and down motion, and I'm not coming out very far, but just a little up and down motion, I'm just turning, and you can see this is on an angle, so it's headed towards the center of the tomato there. We're just trying to make the tip of that knife meet the same point under the core of that tomato all the way around. And then what I like to do is once I've got that around, I'm just going to take like this, and I'm not even moving the knife up and down unless I hit a spot in the core where I'm like, oh yeah, there's a hard spot, but I'm just going to run the knife around in a circle underneath of the core of the tomato, and then that will loosen that up so I can then get my finger here underneath of it and I can pull. That way I'm not trying to use the knife, the sharp knife blade, to pry out the tomato. And this one has a really hard core. You can see there's a little hard piece in there. No problem, I can go back in and I can just cut out. Same technique, that little piece of the core of the tomato. Just like that. So that cores out the tomato. Now you can use different kinds of knives, but since we've already got the Nikiri knife out here, that's what we're going to use. You can cut this in all kinds of different shapes, but the most important thing is having a good sharp knife, because if you have a good sharp knife, you should be able, with very gentle pressure, to let just the weight of the knife lay on that tomato, and as soon as you pull, it catches the skin and it goes down inside of the skin. Very, very gentle pressure, because the sharp edge of that knife is the whole point. With a tomato, this is extremely important, because if you don't have a nice sharp knife, it cannot catch in the skin and get sliced down in there. Now, if you don't have a good sharp knife, something else you can do is you can use a serrated knife, because although it may not be as sharp, if it has a serrated edge, it will catch that skin and it will start to slice better. So a bread knife actually works really well for tomatoes too. So again, I'm just slide forward, rocking it. You can see how it just slides right through the tomato because it's a nice sharp knife. That makes all the difference in the world. Okay? Now, when you have multiple pieces like this and they're all kind of loose, if you get your fingers around the edges here, keep them all curled, but you can kind of get your pinky on one side, the thumb on the other, and these three out front, you can kind of hold everything together as you start making those first few cuts. And then when you get to the back half here, I just tilt it forward so that I have a bigger base that I can cut on. And that's how we chop up a tomato. Okay, so I'm going to do that again on this other half. So we slice down through, slice, and if you're worried it's going to stick to the blade, something else you can do is then reach across after you've cut all the way to the cutting board. Reach across with your first finger and just set it on that slice of food and just pull the blade all the way backwards. That way it holds it in place, and it also cuts if there's any little bits of skin of something like a tomato or a little meat fiber if you're slicing meat that didn't get cut. It just kind of holds it in place so you can cut through that last little bit. Turn it sideways. And then when you get to this last little bit here, it's kind of tough because it's trying to fall over. Just tilt it all forward. And that puts it on that larger base that you were just working on. And you can cut through it again. Okay. So there's our tomato prepped. Excellent. You know, it was so much fun giving away a knife. Why don't we give away another one?
I like it.
How's that sound?
Yes.
Everybody getting their typing fingers ready?
Get it ready.
Getting it ready. So again, first answer that is correct in the live chat, you'll need to send me your name and your YouTube handle and your address to info@chriscookingnashville.com, and I will give that to Knife Saga, and we're going to send out one of these Nikiri knives for you, okay? All right, question number 2. Great. What is the name of a kitchen tool that would be used to finely grate the skin of a citrus fruit for cooking? The name of the kitchen tool to finely grate the skin of a citrus fruit for cooking.
Also, Eager says zester.
Yes, that is it. A zester. I would have also accepted a microplane because they both are essentially kind of the same tool used for the same purpose, just slightly different design depending on which company you go with. So yes, Alto Eager, do me a favor, send me your name, your address, and remind me of your YouTube handle when you send that to info@chriscookingnashville.com.
Love it.
Yes, absolutely.
Very exciting.
Well, we are going to go ahead and cut up an onion next. An onion is one of the most commonly talked about things when you're cutting it because there's so many different ways to cut an onion, and different chefs will tell you why they want certain things done certain ways with it. And you know, you can get as anal retentive about this as you want, or you can kind of just let it ride and not call it a big deal. It's really up to you. But I have a red onion. I'm going to go ahead and get out my chef's knife. So the knife that the extra discount code is linked for you guys down below, where you can get it 50% off. Same shape as this. I believe this is maybe a 9-inch, so it might be just slightly smaller, but it's going to be very similar to this. But it is this series, so the handle looks like this P9 series. So very, very cool, but it's going to be very much like this, okay? So I'm going to grab my honing steel. Make sure we're good to go. So with an onion, the first thing we need to do is we need to take off this whole top thing where it's got a little top knot right here. So stand the onion on the side, keep the fingers out of the way, and again, slide back. That starts to cut through the skin, down towards the board, rocking forward. See how it takes the slice right off, no problem. Makes a nice, clean slice to do that. Now, depending on what you're doing with the onion, you can go a lot of different ways. I'm gonna go ahead and take the bottom root end off as well, like that. And then, because I'm gonna cut this in half anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just make a slight score, and I'm just using the knife with gentle pressure and rocking it down, and that just cuts through that first outer papery layer. We're going to peel that off. Just like that. Okay. So you can do a bunch of different things. If you needed onion rings, you could stand this on its side and slice. You could do a bunch of different things. I'm going to do some quarter rings. So what I'm going to do is cut it in half. Always stand it on a flat surface. Don't try to cut it in half like, this while it's rocking around or something. Now, there's a couple of different ways we could cut this in quarters. I could do it this way, but this side is bigger. So I'm going to turn it this way so I have the most stable base possible, and then I'm going to cut it in the middle again to cut it into quarters. And see my fingers standing up on the tips, roll back, thumb is back here behind them, down through with a rocking motion. There we go. Okay. Now you're going to get these little core pieces. That's totally fine. Just going to slide these out of the way because we want some nice quarter ring style slices. Now, this is the rounded end, which would have been either the top or the bottom of the onion. You can see it's round. On this side, they're kind of straight lines. On this side, they're quarter circles. So this is the side I want to cut the slices off of. So what I'm going to do is stand this on its most stable side. I'm going to come in here, and something that I'm going to do is I'm going to start the cut. See that tiny little cut that I made? And I'm going to put very gentle, not hard, very gentle pressure with my right hand in this direction towards the large piece of the onion. Very, very gentle. But I'm just going to push slightly towards these fingers here with the knife as I go down, because it keeps it from rocking out this direction and cutting the slices in half. So that way you can get these really nice thin pieces without your knife rocking out and cutting through the middle of them. So again, start it here, the thickness where you want it. We get it to start just tiny little bit, and then a little bit of pressure this direction with the knife blade as I slice, and you can get those beautiful thin slices. And you can see they are sticking to the side of this blade a little bit because this does not have those little indentations on the side like something like a Santoku would. So it's just kind of part of it. You just sort of get used to it, but if I'm going through this and I'm cutting, I'm not too worried about it. I just kind of, and see, they just kind of push themselves off as I'm doing it, but I have extra room on the cutting board, so no big deal. Nice, sharp knife, so I can use nice, gentle pressure. That's one of the most important things. You don't have a good sharp knife, you have to work at it. You will always be more likely to cut yourself with a dull knife than with a sharp knife, as long as you use good technique. So keep your knives nice and sharp. Keep them taken care of. Use your honing steel and make sure they're in good shape, and it will pay out in dividends for you.
Dustin has a great question really quick.
Yeah.
Why are red onions purple?
That's a really good question. The only thing I can figure is if you take things that are usually purple and then you put a bunch of acid on them, they turn more red.
Cool.
So there's my guess, but I have no idea, to be honest with you. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up the rest of these onions. Do we have any other questions from anybody before we go further along?
But just something maybe we should address really quick.
Yeah.
So some folks are, I think, seeing things differently in their chat than we are in ours. So they're thinking that maybe some people answered first or won first or whatever.
Yeah.
And everyone's seeing a little bit something differently.
Right.
So just to, if we can specify, like, we're all friends here, so
Yes.
I'm basing it off of what Chris and I see on our chat.
Right.
So for the last knife giveaway, I see Alter Eager has number 1.
Yep.
Lynette Bun Bun answered second with Microplane.
Right.
And then Kitchen Witch 1885 said was third with Zester.
Right.
So just we don't control YouTube, so I think it's literally whichever who has the fastest Wi-Fi.
Well, the thing is, you guys have to realize too, if you answer and it does not get all the way through the server through YouTube to where it shows up on our end first, it will still show up on your end on your local device as if you answered first. But that's not necessarily who gets through to us in the chat. So who we see on my side, because I'm the person live streaming, I'm the one that sees who YouTube processes as the first comment. You guys don't necessarily see the same thing that we do. So
all good. I just want to address that.
Yeah.
We always want to be like super fair to everyone, but
Absolutely.
it's literally just, whoever
Absolutely.
is coming up first, but we don't have favorites.
Nope, no favorites.
Yeah. If we could, we'd like everyone to win a knife. But
Absolutely. I'd give you guys all one if I could.
yeah. But there's like 112 people watching, so
Yeah. Yeah, we
Maybe
can
a lot of
we can only do so much. I am not a wealthy man, so
yeah.
I can't go buy everybody a knife. I wish could.
Yeah. Lynette Bumbun says, has a Twitch streamer, I get it.
Yeah.
And Jujube2407 says, nah, it's rigged. I was first on my end. LOL. She's giving us all the sassiness.
That's right.
my
That's
girl.
right. Oh, I wouldn't expect anything else.
She
from her.
also says, you get a knife, and you get a knife, and everyone gets a knife.
That's right. That's
Yep.
exactly what it's like. Well, speaking of knives, since we cleared that up, why don't we give another one away?
I like it.
Giveaway number 3. Would you like to read this question, or you want me to read it, honey?
Let me see if I can open both, babe. You know what? I'm gonna let you read it.
Okay.
Come on. All right, so number 3.
All right. Number 3. Yes, perfect. Okay.
Okay.
What is the term for cooking something in liquid that is just below boiling temperature? What is the term for cooking something liquid just below boiling temperature?
All right, and then let's see here.
I'd sing the Jeopardy theme, but I might get a copyright strike, so I can't.
Oh, that's true, huh? They probably would do it.
Yes.
So I believe the correct answer would be simmer, correct?
A simmer, yes.
Yes. So the first person on my end who answered that is Jujube2407. There
See,
you go.
getting all the sass about it being rigged, and then she goes and
And then
wins.
she freaking wins one.
That's
Come on
right,
now.
that's right.
A lot of people have said braised or poached. There's a lot of good answers in here, but simmer is correct. So
yeah, simmer is correct. When you are just below boiling temperature cooking something with liquid, that is a simmer.
So what does Jujube need to do to get that awesome
So
knife?
she needs to send me her name, her YouTube handle, and her address in an email to info@chriscookingnashville.com, and I will forward your info to Knife Saga, and they will get that shipped out for you.
Awesome.
Very cool.
We also had the lovely Miss Miriam Bear also join the chat.
Well, hello, Miriam. We're so glad you're here.
She says, hey, lovelies. Says, oh, free knives in the house.
That's right. Free knives. One of them's coming to your house.
I was going to say, hopefully Chris told you, but you got one on the way too.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. So we are going to go ahead and start assembling. And then we're going to talk about how we slice the Euro meat, and we give you one more knife technique for the night. So I'm going to go ahead and pop open some feta cheese here, because who doesn't like feta cheese?
Yeah, that's a solid point.
I know there's probably people that don't, but in our house at least, I can go, who doesn't like feta cheese? And Ash is going to be like, I love feta cheese.
And I'm all about it.
So these are just some feta crumbles. I tried to get the block. They didn't have it, so that's all right. So I'm going to put feta crumbles in here with my pasta. And if you like more feta cheese, add more feta cheese. If you like less feta cheese, don't add so much feta cheese. And if you don't like feta cheese, don't put it in there, because that would be just silly.
Right. Making a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, I try.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to stir that through our pasta salad.
And some people are asking, babe, what is it exactly that you're making for dinner here tonight?
Yeah, this is a Greek-inspired Euro pasta salad, which I know that sounds very strange. So this is my carnivore noodles. I have some Greek seasoning on here. You could leave the seasoning off if you don't do that. That's cool. I have a tzatziki sauce that I made. It's not a traditional one, but it's how I do it. It's yogurt, and if you are one of those people who likes a cucumber blended up in it, great. If not, that's okay. Just leave it out. You could just use the yogurt as the sauce with whatever spices you do or don't use. I used salt, garlic powder, garlic cloves, excuse me, and some white pepper. And I've got that mixed up all over my carnivore pasta noodles. I just added feta cheese, and I'm kind of thinking maybe I'm going to add a little bit more. So I'm going to add in the rest of this feta, I think, here. And then I have my Euro meat over here, which I have linked the video for down below in the description box for you guys. If you want to see how I make carnivore gyros, that video is linked down below. So I'm going to take that Euro meat and we're going to fry it up and put it over top of the pasta salad, which is going to be on top of some iceberg lettuce, because that's how Ash used to get her gyros back in the day when she was working her day job, and I would take her lunch from time to time.
He was trying to get me to marry him.
I was trying to convince her hardcore to marry me, so I'd take her lunch, and
he was bringing me food, and I'm like, you know what? I like it.
that's right.
I like it.
That's right. So I'm just stirring that feta together with this. Just gonna taste test it real quick, make sure that there's no extra salt or anything like that that we want to add, because you never know. Oh, that's good.
Oh.
Now, because we're going the keto route, I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil as well, because what would Greek food be without some olive oil?
Oh, yeah.
So, as the not animal fats go, olive oil is probably my personal favorite. I don't have it very often, but from time to time I will, and I enjoy it. It's very good. Okay, so we're just gonna mix this all together.
Steven says, everything is better with feta.
Yes, everything.
I'm going to agree to that.
Everything. Maybe not ice cream, depends.
Chris Bear cracks me up. He said, I see that Chris Cooking Nashville is doing his Uncle Si impersonation tonight. It's a bold choice.
Listen, hey.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Jack. Eat the salad, Jack.
Nah. You guys don't know who Uncle Si is, you've got to go figure it out, because it's fantastic. He's a hero of mine. Okay, cool. So we're about to go ahead and start assembling here, and I'm going to show you guys what we do with the Euro meat. How about we give away another knife before we do that?
Oh, I love that idea.
Does that sound like a plan?
Yes, absolutely. So number 4, babe.
Number 4.
What's number 4?
Number 4. Perfect. What is the term for cooking something directly submerged in a hot liquid, such as wine or stock or even water? What is the term for cooking something that is submerged directly in the hot liquid, such as wine, stock, water? You can do this to fruit, you can do this to meat, you can do this to veggies.
Let's see here. So I believe, going through all the stuff, I believe the correct answer is poach, correct?
It is poach.
I have it as being Miss Nancy Griffith.
Well, congratulations, Nancy. All you need to do is send me your name, your YouTube handle, and your address in an email to info@chriscookingnashville.com. And I will tell Knife Saga to send that knife out to you. Congratulations. It is poach. I love poaching things, although I don't get to do it very often anymore, because there's not very many things in the carnivore world that I have felt the need to poach, although I could totally do it. So I do poached eggs from time to time. I really like poached eggs with butter on them. That's really good.
Yep.
Okay. So there is our pasta with the lovely feta cheese. I'm going to go ahead and open up the tzatziki here, and I'm going to add just a little bit more. I just want my pasta salad to be just a little bit wetter in texture before I go to add everything on top of it. So
yum.
Nothing real exact here, guys. Like, we just kind of make this happen, make it roll. Okay. So tzatziki.
Janice, by the way, says, do a show on poaching eggs.
Poaching eggs, I could do that. I could definitely do that. I do them like 6 at a time, and that's usually a side dish that goes with, like, you know, a beef patty or something on those simple carnivore nights when I'm, you know, having real, like, meat, salt, water, clean carnivore stuff. I love doing like 6 poached eggs, and then I'll pour melted butter and just put salt over them.
Oh, so good.
It's fantastic.
Chris Bear says CCN is measuring the sauce in love units.
That's right. That's exactly. See, he gets it.
He totally
This is why the Chris's are a force to be reckoned with. We understand
That's
each
right.
other. Okay.
Nancy Griffith, by the way, says, oh my gosh, thank you. So, with a lot of capital letters and a lot of O's, need a good knife. God bless you.
You are very welcome. Well, this one is awesome, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. And if you want to spend another $15, go get yourself one with that special discount code that is in the description box for you guys, and get the chef's knife shape as well. This and that those two knives in the kitchen would be a fantastic start to having some really good knives to be able to use in a myriad of situations. That would be fantastic. So, okay, I'm gonna get my skillet here turned on to a medium heat because we're gonna fry up some of this gyro meat. And I'm gonna show you how we slice this. So this is kind of a cool little thing. I'm just gonna set up Ash's little Greek pasta salad, gyro salad here with some lettuce on the base.
Some people are saying, by the way, that they just applied the coupon and were able to order their knives and everything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great. You guys are going to love those. Seriously. I'm so happy that Knife Saga works with me because, I mean, even Ash, who does not like to cook and doesn't really use knives on a very regular basis other than the rare occasion, even when she's washing them, she goes, these are really nicely balanced. I like these. And that's how I feel about these knives. They're really, really great.
They also hold up very well. Like we've had a lot of
Yes.
different knife sets because Chris clearly uses them, you know, daily so much.
Yep.
But yeah, they're amazing.
Yep, absolutely. I'm just putting a little bit of extra tzatziki down, like a dressing on this lettuce, because my wife says this stuff is like just liquid crack. So.
It is. Hey, speaking of my favorite, the liquid crack that you're
Yes.
poured on there, some people that just tuned in were
Yep.
actually wondering about the recipe for that tzatziki sauce.
Absolutely. I did not measure anything. It was Greek yogurt and a cucumber that I cut up into chunks, and I threw that into a blender, and I blended that on high. I put in about 3 cloves of garlic, I think it was, raw, and I did about a teaspoon of white pepper, and I did salt to taste, and I put a little olive oil in there. That's it.
And it's delicious.
Yeah, just taste it with a spoon. If it needs more salt, add more salt. If you feel like it's not spicy enough, add some more white pepper. I mean, it's very, very simple. And if you don't like some of those spices, leave out whatever you don't want to use. Very cool, very simple. So we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna lay down a little bit of red onion and some tomato.
Yum.
Yes. Ash is getting really excited about this. We haven't had any like Greek food in a long time. Cucumber. Okay, so now we need to get ourselves some gyro meat to fry up. So here's what is super cool doing this. You will see right here, I have a thin and more flexible knife. Do you see how the blade is more flexible on this? This is kind of like this is like a boning knife, but it's also really great for this kind of stuff. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the gyro, and because this is flexible, I can use it like a carving knife or a slicing knife. You'll even see ones that are super long this way and they're flat and they don't even have a sharp tip. But when you have something meat like that's firm like this, but that's kind of a wet texture, this is a great way to get very fine slices. And what's really cool about doing this whole gyro thing is getting that kind of crispy sort of edge where it's like thin pieces of meat. That's what we're looking for. So I'm gonna use a 90-degree angle against the countertop here, right? So instead of going straight down, I'm doing with the side. And I'm gonna use a sawing motion and very gentle pressure. I'm not pushing down, I'm not letting the blade turn down, just very carefully slicing thin pieces off the top. Just like that. And come back through, do the same thing, and you kind of let the plate and the countertop keep everything under control there for you so it doesn't get out of whack and get out of control, go flying across the kitchen on you here. And we're just going to slice through, and we're going to get some nice thin slices of this beautiful tender gyro meat. Again, that recipe is linked down below for you guys, my video on how I make my carnivore gyros, and Ash can tell you how great they are.
Oh, they're amazing. They're so good. I love Greek food, so it's nice to have a low-carb version of that.
Absolutely.
Kind of know what all is in it instead of going out and not knowing what they do.
And this is honestly like a completely different way of doing this kind of thing than a lot of the stuff we're normally eating on a daily basis. So it's just, it kind of changes things up. It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
So yeah, so I'm just kind of slicing carefully across the top, kind of shaving this meat down. Very cool.
Super cool. Chris Bear says, what if I don't have lettuce? Can I substitute chopped bacon for the salad?
Absolutely. You substitute any other meat in there you want, my brother. You just go for it.
Yep.
That would probably be really good, actually. All right, so I'm going to take these now shaved pieces of gyro meat. I'm just going to kind of cut down through the center there to make them more manageable. These go into this skillet. And we're gonna fry these up a little bit.
D24 Viper wants to know, could you stand that up and cut it?
You can, but the problem with that is when you see people slicing this type of meat in like a Euro restaurant, there's a spit, there's an actual metal pole that goes through the middle which holds it. If you're trying to hold it yourself, it's gonna wobble like this and you're much more likely to either just break it or cut too deep into it or cut yourself. So I would recommend doing it this way. That's why I do that. But it's a good question.
Yeah. Also, Whitney is here, and she says, your gyros are amazing.
Well,
Highly
thank
recommend.
you. I'm so glad that you enjoy them. I think they're awesome. I am a little biased, but you know.
Super good.
All right, so we're going to put down some of our Greek pasta salad right there, which is made out of my carnivore chicken noodles, so it's mostly protein. And we're just going to fry up our Euro meat here. So we're just going to kind of spread all these slices. It smells so good.
Oh, it smells amazing. It smells like heaven.
Yeah. So this Euro meat is also made, and you can kind of customize this however you want as well. But this Euro meat has a little bit of Greek seasoning and some onion in it. And some garlic powder so you can really smell all that cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miriam says that meat looks so good. Lynette Bum Bum says agreed.
Yes.
Lynette from Keto Chest House, it looks amazing. So many people are so so excited about it.
Yes, yeah, this is a fun one, and honestly, it's an easy recipe. While I'm frying this up, why don't we give away another knife? How's that sound?
Ooh, I like it.
What are we on, number 5, I think?
Yes, I believe so. Let me get my notes here. Yeah. Number 5, babe.
Number 5. Great. This is a fun one, and I think there should be a bunch of people out there that can get this one right.
Okay.
Hopefully. What is the most expensive spice in the world, generally speaking?
Most expensive.
What is the most
spice.
expensive spice in the world?
Are we going to worry about spelling?
No, it doesn't matter. Not to me. Not today.
Okay.
If you get close, that's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not sure if I would know how to spell it if I didn't have it sitting in front of me. I would like to think I would, but I don't know.
Awesome. So first on my end is Dark Ruby 9, who says saffron.
There we go. That's it. Saffron it is. So Dark Ruby, go ahead and send me your YouTube handle, your name, and your address to info@chriscookingnashville.com. Send me that email, and we will have Knife Saga send that out for you.
Absolutely.
Cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and put this Euro meat over top of this pasta salad, which is over top of the lettuce. This smells amazing.
Oh, it smells amazing. It looks amazing.
Okay. And because I know my wife and because I love my wife.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
Just like that.
I love tzatziki sauce.
You do.
I do.
You definitely do.
I do.
Some more red onion, tomato, cucumber. And that looks like heaven on a plate to me.
That's like a keto dream.
A keto dream indeed. I'm going to slide a fork over there for the beautiful Miss Ash Taylor, and I'm going to move this out of the way so we can continue with our giveaways and our live streams. Maybe she can taste that and tell you guys what she thinks while I'm standing here talking. So
okay, well, let me do my job here.
Yeah.
It's a tough job, but somebody's got to do it.
Yep,
Somebody
absolutely.
has got to eat this salad. Oh, it smells so good. All right.
Yes, and that pasta salad that's in there is a nice little textural thing, I think. Completely different than the meat and different than the lettuce. So all she's doing is hitting the counter and saying yum. So I'm assuming it's a good It's a good
I will
thing.
destroy the salad. I'm going to destroy this salad.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Wow.
a gyro on a plate without having to go to the trouble of making like my carnivore flatbread. Although my carnivore flatbread does make for an amazing gyro, but if you guys don't want to go to the trouble of that, if you're keto, this is a way you can do it.
Yeah, it's so good. Just the flavors, you know, of the tzatziki and like your meat, your meat is so well seasoned, like the way that you have it done. It also, it's just very fresh.
Yeah.
Very satisfying.
Yeah, if you're going to do the whole keto kind of thing and you can handle the veggies, this is a really cool way to have some nice freshness in your life. So, but again, super high protein, especially with that pasta salad in there. What do you think of the pasta salad underneath of
Oh,
it?
it's perfect.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah.
Sorry, my mouth is full because it's so good.
No, you're fine.
No, the pasta salad is so good. And again, it's like the way that it's seasoned and stuff. It's,
Yes.
10 out of 10. And also, if I went out to eat somewhere with the, you know, everything that you have on here,
Yeah.
this would probably be like an $18 salad.
Oh yeah, yeah. Around Nashville, that'd be $18 to $20 plus tip, so probably a $25 dinner. Yeah, and honestly, you wouldn't get something that's probably quite that filling and has that much protein. So you definitely wouldn't find anything that has like the carnivore noodles for that much protein. So
Oh, yeah.
you'd probably end up leaving hungry.
No, there's so much protein in it. The feta cheese, too, is such a nice little thing.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Well, cool.
They just put a link, by the way. Janelle was kind enough to put a link to your flatbread recipe.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Janelle. That's a good one.
It's a great recipe. You
That
gotta
is a
love
good
it.
one. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Also, just to reiterate, because there's some new people that came on.
Yeah.
So when we're giving away knives,
Yep.
it is the first person that we see on our end.
Yep, it's the first person we see on our end, which may not necessarily look the same as your end because I am live streaming. I see once YouTube has gotten everyone's comments and processed it, it puts them through the YouTube server in order. So I see the order that they actually popped up in based on how YouTube's servers process all of that info. But if it's on your machine and it looks like your name is in front of somebody else's, that's because on your machine it processes before it can go all the way through the YouTube server to get to us. So it might look like different on your end, but that's because your computer sees your answer before it sees the real first answer.
Yep.
So
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
just to clarify.
absolutely.
Cool. I was gonna say, Whitney says all CCN food is spot on, always delicious.
I appreciate that. I don't know
Yeah.
about that, but we try. We try.
Absolutely. Babe, did you want to go ahead and?
You want to give away another knife?
Well, why not?
Yeah.
The other thing is, so we've only given away 5.
Yeah, we
So
got 5 more to go.
We got 5 more to go. The other thing is, we're gonna do this again, right?
Yeah, we're going to do this again. So I have not set a date yet. I'm talking with Knife Saga about when we're going to do this again, but we are going to do another one of these, and we're going to give away 10 more of these Nikiri knives. So if you don't win one tonight, stick around because we're still giving them away. But if you don't get one tonight, you're going to get another chance to get them. And we might even do more giveaways than that in the future. I don't know.
Yeah. So if you don't win one
So,
tonight,
yeah.
don't you worry.
That's right. Just hang out. Just hang out
out
with us. So.
All right, number 6.
Yep.
You ready for this?
Number 6. I'm getting too old. I have to have her remind me of what the actual questions are. So
You and me both, baby.
Yeah. Number 6. They got to be a CCN watcher, I think, maybe to know this one real quickly. Who? Get your typing fingers ready. Who is the doctor I credit with inspiring me to try a carnivore diet and subsequently start a YouTube channel to try to help others? Because that's what he said he wants you to do. Not necessarily a YouTube channel, but he wants you to go out and try to help teach others and help other people. Who is the doctor that inspired me to go carnivore, and then I ended up starting a YouTube channel to try to help others according to his instructions to go help other people?
I love it. Quick question.
Yeah.
Can someone win more than once?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great.
If you win more than once, I want you to give it away to somebody nearby.
I love it.
Yeah.
So on my end, it's JubeJube2407.
Okay.
Says Dr. Barry.
All right. That's right. That's correct. All right, Juju. So you now have a secondary knife that you need to go and teach somebody about carnivore or keto, and I want you to give them this knife and tell them about my channel and tell them who it's from so that maybe they can make a cool impact on their life too.
Absolutely. Way
Yeah.
to do it.
That's awesome.
That's very cool. Do you just want to keep going, or we're going to
Yeah.
give stuff away?
Yeah, let's just go ahead and let's just do a giveaway extravaganza here. We got we gotta get done so that people can go over and talk to Dustin on his live stream over at Keto Simple too. So
Well, and we love Dustin.
yes,
and
we
he's
do,
amazing.
and honestly, we want to eat dinner and we want to go over there. So
I
we're
want
gonna
to destroy this salad.
well, let's go ahead and give away the rest of our knives, and then we'll give everybody some instructions for what else they need to do, and we'll go from there.
Absolutely love it. By the way, Lynette Bun Bun says, nice nails, Ash. Lynette, you're great. Thank you so much for noticing. I feel like a girl today. You're super sweet.
That's
Okay.
right. That's right. Okay, we're on number 7, I believe, right?
Yep, number 7.
Yep. Cool. This one's going to be a little tougher. What is the term for an Asian cooking technique involving a slurry of starches, usually oil, sometimes spices, and oftentimes baking soda that tenderizes meat that you are then going to fry? What is the term for this Asian cooking technique involving a slurry of starch, oil, spices, and usually baking soda?
So I believe the correct answer would be velvet or velveting.
Velveting, yes.
Okay, so on my end, the first person I see that answered correctly is Lynette Bun Bun.
Lynette, all right. Fantastic. Lynette Bun Bun, send me your name, send me your address, and send me your YouTube handle. Remind me you are Lynette Bun Bun on YouTube to info@chriscookingnashville.com, and we will have Knife Saga send that out.
Awesome. And Lynette says, yay. Awesome.
Yes.
Cool. Cool, babe. Okay, number 8.
Excellent. Number 8. Oh, this is a fun one. So
Okay.
if you are a watcher of Dr. Barry, you will have heard about this probably. And you, even if you don't watch him, one, you should. But 2, you might know about this because of Keto and Carnivore anyway. What is the term for what happens in your body when your body is breaking down old, damaged, or unnecessary cells into parts that can be recycled and reused elsewhere in your body? This is also usually boosted by fasting. What is the term for what's happening in your body?
So it looks like first on my end is J. How is it
Autophagy?
Autophagy.
Autophagy, yes.
I was still going to say that word wrong.
Yes, so it's J, you said one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
J-A-Y-E says that was the correct answer.
Congratulations, Jay. Do me a favor, send me your name, your YouTube handle, and your address to info@chriscookingnashville.com. Send me an email there, and we'll have Knife Saga send that out.
Awesome.
We got, what, 2 more?
Yeah, 2 more.
All right, guys, everybody get your fingers typing ready. We're going for number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Let me see if I can put this for you, babe.
Yeah,
Number
yeah,
9.
all good. All right.
Can you see that okay?
Yep, I sure can. All right, what is the term, I hope everyone here knows this, what is the term for the state your body is in when it is learning to burn fat instead of glucose? What is the term for burning fat instead of glucose when you're eating a low-carb diet?
Oh, I believe the answer is ketosis.
Ketosis it is.
Our dear Lynette from Keto Chow
was
the first on my end to answer correctly.
All right, Lynette, do me a favor and just shoot me your address. You talk to me all the time, so you have all my contact info. So send me your address, and for once, I'll be the one having a package sent to you.
There you go. Switching roles.
That's
What about
right.
that?
She's normally the one that hooks us up with our salty electrolytes. So, by the way, guys, if you haven't tried salty, the link is down below in the description box. Make sure you go show Keto Chow and Salty some love because they're amazing, and Lynette hooks us up, so I'm glad we can hook her up with a knife tonight.
Absolutely. Number 10.
Number 10.
The last
All right,
one.
guys, this is the last one for the night. Now, like Ash said, we will be doing this again. So if you didn't win one tonight, that's okay. Don't panic. We have another opportunity for you. Keep an eye on the channel, and I'll let you know when we solidify that with Knife Saga, when that is coming. But for the last knife of the evening, this is a good one. What is the unique body characteristic that defines an animal as a ruminant and is what makes that red meat we all love so nutritious? What is the unique body characteristic that defines an animal as a ruminant? basically turns it into red meat.
I believe an acceptable answer to that question would be if someone said 4 stomachs.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's it.
So I hope I pronounced this name correct. But on my end, the first one is Marilda. And I'm not sure how you say the last name, but
okay,
there you go.
All you got to do is send me an email, info@chriscookingnashville.com with your name, your YouTube handle, and your address, and I will have that sent out to you. Thank you so much. Yes, a ruminant animal has 4 stomachs. It's like a multi-chambered stomach that they have, which is what breaks down grass and other plant products into all of the different amino acids and everything else that they need to turn it into the beautiful, nutritious red meat we all know and love on Keto and Carnivore. Amazing. Guys, this has been a lot of fun. I feel like we've all hopefully learned a little something. I've certainly learned how intelligent everyone in our comment section is, which is so inspiring to know that so many people have such good info. I hope you were out there sharing this with people and that you were teaching people in the community. We appreciate you guys being here so much. I really want to shout out Knife Saga for sponsoring this. This was Knife Saga's idea. I started working with them, and Abby from Knife Saga said, hey, Chris, would you like to do a big giveaway? We'd love to sponsor this. And I said, yes, this would be amazing. And then she said, what if we split it and we do 10 and 10 in 2 different live streams? And I said, that sounds amazing. And she was like, well, get me the info of the winners, send it over, and we'll make sure to get this out to them. So thank you, Knife Saga, for sponsoring this. I think this has been a lot of fun. We will do another one of these coming soon. In the meantime, you guys get ready for that stuffing/dressing recipe coming on Saturday. I was editing that video today, almost done with it. So that's going to be really, really cool. You're going to see a guest star in that, Carnivore K. You might notice her in the comment section. If you guys are not busy, please go over to Keto Simple's channel next. He should be live, I believe, right now, and he could use some friends over there in the chat. That's where I'm going to be while we sit here and eat our dinner. So thank you guys so much for being here. All of my links are going to be down below. Check out the Euro recipe. Thank you for watching us make these Euro salads, pasta salad sort of mashup. I think we're going to have a really, really good time with dinner tonight, and I think I'm forgetting something because my wife is waving at me.
You're okay. I'm so sorry. Before
No, it's
you
okay.
go, I just want to make sure before we hang up that you said thank
Yep.
you, because Mary Kay Wesling gave you a $4.99 super
Oh, Mary
thanks.
Kay, thank you so much. Things like that are what keep us going and what helps us do this. We appreciate you so very much, and we're just so glad that all of you guys are here. Big shout out to the band who also keeps us going. All those links are down below for you guys too. So thank you, Mary Kay. That is very, very sweet of you, and that honestly paid for part of our live stream tonight for the dinner. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. Guys, we appreciate all of you. Go have some fun. Congratulations to the winners. Make sure to get me those names, addresses, and YouTube handles to info@chriscookingnashville.com, and y'all stick around for a whole bunch more giveaways coming soon. We love you guys. This is Chris Cooking Nashville. My beautiful wife, Ash Taylor, over there behind the camera getting ready to eat her salad. You guys make sure to eat your meat, especially when it tastes like a Euro. Love your life. We'll see you here in the kitchen for more recipes and probably some cool giveaways. Bye, guys.
Bye.